Hey there, friends. Okay, it has been such a long time since I blogged that I feel like I'm at that point where, you know, when there's a friend that you haven't talked to in a long time and you really need to email her, you owe her an email, but then you start dreading writing the email because you feel like there's so much you have to catch up, and so then you just put it off, and then finally you're like, I should just pick up the phone and call her. So this video is like my equivalent of that, okay? I feel like I haven't blogged in so long that I need to just pick up the phone and talk to you in person. So I thought I'd shoot a little video, and I am sitting here in my house wearing my husband's huge winter coat because it is freezing in our house, because when we woke up this morning, the heat had gone out, because apparently you need to put oil in some kind of tank we have that runs the heat in our house, and the oil was empty. So we woke up and it was 60 degrees in our house, and it was freezing, freezing, freezing cold. And I thought that was a good time to kick off a conversation with you guys so that you could appreciate my pain and maybe laugh, and we could get a little bit caught up here on the blog together. So video blogging today for the win. Yay! Woohoo! So let's see, when did we talk last? I feel like I've shared a lot of great books with you, and now we're in the middle of winter, and if you live in a state that has a lot of snow, we're just in Maryland, just outside of DC, and we have had a lot of snow days, and it has been freezing cold. My husband was out of town for 10 days. My daughter had an allergic reaction in the middle of a dance concert while we were trapped in the audience, and I couldn't get her out, and then we woke up this morning and we'd run out of oil for our heating. And then when I went outside, because I texted my husband, as one does when you're trying to figure out how do I call the oil man, I texted Peter and he said, go outside and look at the tank that they refill for the oil, and there'll be a phone number for the company and you can call it. So I went outside, and then I realized I was only in socks, so I came back in and I put on my husband's tennis shoes, as one does. And then when I went back outside in my pajamas at like 6:30 this morning, and I'm climbing all over this oil tank trying to figure out where on earth the number is. Couldn't find it anywhere. And then realized I was locked out of the house because I did not know, because this is a new house. I don't know if you know that about us, but we bought this house back in July of last year. So I didn't know that when you close the study door, it's locked. So then I schlepped around the house in my husband's tennis shoes, in my pajamas, through the snow, and pounded on the bedroom door for my kids to let me in. That's how I woke them up this morning, and still didn't have the phone number. But Peter was able to find it, and I was able to call them, and the oil man had an appointment, and he is here. He's headed our way between 12 and 2 today. So I'm sitting here in this very cozy jacket, and I thought I'd make a little video letter to you guys. And I'm thinking that, just want to let you know a little sneaky trick here. So my hair looks kind of put together here in the front, but that is because I got up and I curled it for you guys, but just in the front. So in the back, it's like fuzzy, crazy bedhead, but in the front, it's curly. So I did that for you because that's how much I care. So it has been one of those weeks. My husband was out of town for nearly 10 days, and he was in California, and he kept texting me pictures of beach resorts and even gas stations that were like picturesque in Santa Barbara. And I was home with 3 children, and it was 13 degrees out, and I had to go to every single For the Love sporting event over the course of nearly 10 days. And so that included multiple basketball practices at different times in different locations, soccer practices, a dance recital that happened as well, and then all the activities, games, and competitions that happened on the weekend. Some of them starting at 8 o'clock in the morning. So I felt a little bit like I'd lost my mind. And in the middle of it, I think, you know, I work full time, so I've been home. But my kids have been home too, because they've had snow days, and then they had President's Day, and then they've had ice and sleet days. So we've all been home. There's been a lot of together time, like a little bit too much. And I was very, very happy this morning when I could send them to school, because A, it would be warm there, and B, they would not be with me. So they're off school again on Monday, and my husband leaves to go out of town on Tuesday. So yeah, that's happening. So naturally, here I am sharing a video with you guys, because I feel like I just need to say solidarity, man. Solidarity. Parenting is hard. You think you're growing out of it with all the diapers and the milk bottles finally being done, and then you run into sports practices, and they take up your whole life. Forever and ever. Amen. So to make up for that, I have in the evenings been doing a lot of quality binge watching while eating. Little tip here, cook. Yeah, if you're interested in healthy foods, close your ears, don't listen. So here's my tip for comfort eating. 2 slices of white bread, lots of butter, and crushed up potato chips. Doesn't matter what flavor they are. And then you mush them together, and then you have a glass of Coke. And it's delicious, and it's incredible comfort food. And then you should follow that with chocolate chip cookies, or wait for it, frozen peppermint patties. Absolutely delicious. Frozen peppermint patties. You're going to thank me for that tip, okay? Frozen peppermint patties. So Yeah, that's why I haven't been on the blog so much. We've also had some issues with one of my children making some very bad choices at school that required some attention. And I'll just say it's really hard. It's really hard when your instinct is to protect your kid, but you have got to make them accountable. So we had some accountability issues going on. And we've also had some concerts that we've had to be at. I think I mentioned that already. And then report cards. So one kid made honor roll and the other kid now has to have a meeting. I have to have a meeting with his teacher. So, that's happening. So I just feel like in the middle of all this crazy, I wanted to pause and say hi. And I need to write some more for you guys. But what you don't know is that I've been doing a lot of writing that hasn't been on the blog because there's this project that I'm working on that I'm really excited to tell you about. But it's going to be a little while still. But that's where a lot of my writing's been going. So when I'm not waiting for the oil man or driving kids to work or entertaining children on snow days or dealing with teacher, parent, child conflicts, I have been writing. And so I'm excited to tell you about that at some point in the future. So I wanted to just say hello and thank you for sticking with me all these years. I was thinking this year how it's been nearly 9 years of blogging. How is that even possible? 9 years. I'm basically a dinosaur. I am an internet dinosaur. And in real life, I feel a little bit like one too since I'm 41, but still apparently binge watching any kind of movie that's in the step up category, right? Like anything where you have like young dancer wants to make it on her own, goes to New York City, and then ends up dancing in a trendy club, but also succeeds at ballet. Like, yeah, that is kind of what I've been watching a lot of these days. Please don't judge me for that. But I wanted to just say hi. Short, I guess 6 minutes already, so I should wrap this up. I wanted to say hi. In the blog post, I'll put down some of my favorite Instagram pictures from this period because there's been a lot of crazy. So if you're not following me on Instagram, check me out there. And on Periscope, I every now and again get brave and do a live Periscope video. If you don't know what that is, don't worry about it. You don't need to. I mostly pretend I don't know what it is. And then Facebook, where I tend to share some of my late night crazy. So if you're up late at night and you're looking for a companion, I'm your girl on Facebook. So I just wanted to say hi and thank you and happy Friday. And here's to quality viewing choices this weekend that may or may not include dance movies, as well as outstanding healthy snacks because, we moms deserve that. Happy Friday, everybody. Bye.